So I'm here in the US, I'm in San Diego at Lisa Sasevich's event, and I've been meeting some great people and talking to them, and I've realised that every time I explain what I'm doing, everyone's getting it, so I wanted to get across what I've been talking to people about at lunch, about being a business celebrity and how it can make your marketing really easy. So the first thing that I was being asked is, well, you know, what is being a business celebrity and why do you want to be one? And my answer is that when people know they want to be a lot more in their market, they need to find the marketing that really works for them. And everyone's been loving the PSP. So PSP is the personality selling point instead of a USP, which is your unique selling point. And my argument being that they are the same, but if you base it on you, it makes everything really easy. Now, that's not to say you don't have to do any marketing, but when people say to me, well, like, what does it being easy mean? It actually means finding the marketing that you want to do and sits right with you and is authentic to you, and you'll do it. So there's so much you can do. There's so many templates you can follow and formulas and ways to do things, but actually, if it's going to be hard for you or it doesn't sit with you, you've got to really work at it. It's never going to work. So you've got to find what works for you. And actually that's what I'm very good at picking out, because I'll get to know you and understand what you want to do. So that's why I do it. And something else to really realise is that there's not one way of doing this, and there's not something that's going to work for you just because you've decided to do it. It's about understanding why you're doing it and where it's going to take you. So I do call it when people are just scared of doing something, but if it's the right thing for you to do, you'll know it and you'll actually want to do it. And we had a great session this morning where we were reminded of how quite a lot of things you do or buy or things you attend only stay with you for a couple of days and then you just lose interest and not do them. It's because it's something that you just don't want to do and it's not programmed in. It's something that you're going to get the best out of. So that's what being a business celebrity is all about.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Okay, good.
My new friend Lynn, who is very famous for doing her own filming and media, so she's the one who decided I was doing a video 2 minutes ago. She's going to ask me some questions.
And she's behind the camera.
Yeah, so you can't see her. I'll show you her in a minute.
So I was, okay, good. Here we go.
Okay, so I'm just going to say she made a difference for me when she was sharing about going over the site and how you already a tip on what you would see, and then when she talked about how she works with people or works with you, what people usually come up against, why they end up short-circuiting and not getting things done, and then with her, simple so that it's easy. And that's what I'd love to do.
Sure.
You share, because that was great for me.
Okay, so my first thing was adding in the nuggets of what you do that's different. So it's my Is It Just Me game, and you have to run through your web copy and your website and kind of literally print it out and go through the marker and mark out your name, like in black so you can't see it, and think, if I handed this to my competitor, could they use it? And if the answer is yes, then you need to go add in more detail. And people always scrimp on detail and they think, oh, I don't want to mention that, or that's not important. And we were actually talking about how you have your unique branded system, which is, for me, it's my 6 steps to being a business celebrity. So that's your system and what you do, but you actually need to go the step before that and explain why you do it that way and where that came from and where it originated and what brought that together, because that actually explains why it's come together and why it works. So you go through, you add in your detail, because they're the little nuggets that people remember and make you stand out, so that even if your system could be used by someone else, people understand how you came up with it and why it's yours and why they need to work with you to deliver it. So that's
good. And then this is really cool.
So then when you are working, you know, right? I was even thinking this today when we were learning all this stuff at this conference, going, but how am I going to implement it? How do I get the infrastructure in place? Okay, right? I am tired of doing everything myself.
Anyway.
So this is the thing that I've really realised, is that it's amazing to have a new system and new ideas and you get very excited, but really it has to get done. So I think Lisa calls it the secret sauce is action. And you know, if you just don't know where to start or what to do, firstly I'll cut through and say to you, look, you probably only need to do 2 or 3 things really, really well. So I'm very good at cutting through all the noise and saying, look, focus on these 3 things that I can see are going to work well for you and you'll actually want to do. Let's do them really well. And then if you need some help, I've got an amazing team of people. I've run my own website marketing business for over 5 years, so I've collected a great team of copywriters and search engine experts and bloggers and you name it. You know, I can get you that stuff. So the action side of it should not be an excuse, because sometimes you can get it, you can understand where you want to be, you know you want to be this big celebrity, but if you have to do it yourself, sometimes it doesn't happen.
and she is the missing link to make it happen.
Fabulous.
Awesome.
Well, thank you very much, Lynn.
Thank you. What's your site again?
Beingabussinesscelebrity.com.
Beautiful.